The Praetorian Xenomorph, also sometimes called the Royal Guard, is one of the final stages of the species plagiarist Praetorians life cycle, otherwise known as Xenomorph XX121. Specifically, a Stage 6, the Praetorian is a fearsome foe to any that find themselves fighting against it. So, in today's datalog, we at the project want to explore this Stage 6 Xenomorph and what role it serves in its hive as well as its terrifying capabilities. Emerging after a hive has reached a sufficient size to support a queen and many dozens of individual members, the Praetorian will molt more often than not from a bipedal soldier Stage 5 Xenomorph and assumes a dominant position within the hive. These beasts tower over its underlings, standing at around 10 to 12 feet tall and possess superior strength and stamina, but is slightly less agile as a result of the new tissues and chitinous armor it has developed. The armor of this creature is incredibly hard to penetrate and has formed into tough layered sheets that cover most of its body, becoming more dense and durable. Where this is most prominent is its head. Here the chitin has begun to cover its previous ridged dome and flare outwards and upwards. This sets the Praetorian apart from its soldier kin both visually and defensively. This new heavily armored skull can take one hell of a beating and can just as easily be used to bombard an enemy with unrelenting force. Forget pressure bulkhead or containment cages, there is little that can physically contain this brute and its impressive armor-clad and powerful body. Their tails have grown in length and like the rest of its body are much more resilient to damage, perfected for both offensive and defensive actions. The creature's dorsal tubules have also become more rigid and stiff, forming points at their tips. These add extra protective spikes to its spinal area, however, they do make traversing tighter spaces more difficult and can restrict their movement to a degree despite their ability to move at frightening speeds when unimpeded. As their bodies grow, so to do their minds, the Praetorians will see a general increase in intelligence, being able to better problem solve and regain some of the individual thinking seen within the drone stage. However, this is still in service to its hive and not its own self-serving needs. They are able to communicate with their underlings, seem to release shocking screeches and roars that can rally other soldier and drones to their aid and direct them into battle with an enemy. The Praetorian gains their nickname of the Royal Guard largely due to the specific role in their hive structure. They possess little in the way of self-preservation and instead dedicate themselves in service of the need to protect their queen. Likewise, they are rarely if ever seen outside a hive and instead largely exist well in its depths, patrolling and guarding their queen. If the hive is attacked and overtaken by a rival queen, the Praetorians will have to be killed. This occurs due to an undying loyalty to their individual queen and their queen alone, if left alive, attacking the new invaders instead of joining them like the rest of the soldiers, workers and drone types. The process around the rise of the Praetorian is understudied, like much of the species plagiarist Praetorians. However, the data we do have on their appearance in the hive comes from their molting from soldier stage 5X X121s into their stage 6 Praetorian variant. As stated previously, the Praetorian is primarily seen to be maturing from a bipedal soldier type, with the quadrupedal stage 5 sentry instead developing into a stage 6 crusher variant that we will cover in an upcoming data log. What we do know about their molting process is that when a hive reaches a specific size, around 300 individuals, a queen will begin to choose the best suited of the hive's soldiers to begin nourishing with her royal jelly. This is a mutagenic substance that accelerates and promotes the growth and development of new tissues within the creature's body, one that is fed to them by the worker stage 5 xenomorphs. As this occurs, other less fortunate soldiers will be drawn to frenzy by the emerging Praetorian, leading to a battle royal of sorts. If a rival soldier is able to kill the molting Praetorian, then this soldier will now inherit the jelly and begin its own path to Praetorian. Survival of the fittest at its finest. In the aftermath of the carnage, the surviving Praetorians, now having stabilized in their growth, will take their place as the guards of the queen. Why a Praetorian does not continue to develop to queen stage is currently unknown. It's possible that the queen emits some kind of chemical messenger that halts their development at Praetorian. And only once she is killed or removed from the hive will a Praetorian be able to develop further and eventually take the new role of Queen of the Hive. But keep in mind that this is currently nothing more than speculation. Theories also suggest that the Praetorian could develop from an altered facehugger similar to the royal facehuggers that implant a specialized version of the plagiarist Praetorians that gestates a chestburster at the queen stage. How this egg and hugger combo would come about is unknown, however it could result from stresses applied to the hive during its early stages when primary egg production is performed through egg morphing. However, this remains theory only for the time being as no recorded examples currently exist of this phenomenon. Whilst there is little currently known variants of the Praetorian, the alpha specimen seen studied on Epsilon Station in 2020 was suggested to have halted its development at a Praetorian stage. But due to the unique circumstances of its existence, it's hard to really put a label to the stage it was at. If you really want to support what we do here and gain a bunch of awesome rewards, consider joining as a Project ACHERON channel member like company representatives, the Sith Lord 906, Lewis Perkins, Jack Fleming Jr. and Scott Jardine, or like our team members Raunchy, Ambrosia and Vladimir Chernikov. But until next transmission, this is Project ACHERON bringing the knowledge and the power directly to you.